it's spoken about the power of speech, the value of communication. Because if people would not be able to communicate with one another verbally, a person would not be able to advance himself intellectually. Of course, you're not going to have sharing of thoughts, of ideas. So we're able to advance and understand based on verbal communication. That's the value of the power of speech. What is the value of letters, the formation of letters and writing? That you're able to communicate information through writing. Unbelievable. You know, you're able to record information for posterity. You write something, so even after the person's no longer here, somebody's able to read and benefit from what you've recorded. But if the whole concept of writing has no relevance, you're not able to record information, so once the person's gone, it's not here any longer. It's interesting. The Lord tells us in Sanhedrin that Reb Loza Agodol, Reb Loza ben Hurkinus, you know, he was in Chayrim. They put him in Chayrim. The whole story. So he was deathly ill, and he was about to pass away. So Rabbi Kiva and his chaverim and his colleagues, they came to pay a sick visit to Reb Loza ben Hurkinus before he was going to pass away. And so he says to them, Reb Kiva was the leader of the group. He says, "And where have you been until now?" That's the first question he asked them. See, they said, you know, we've been preoccupied. You know, they didn't want to be disrespectful. You know, he was excommunicated. He was a chayrim. So then he says to them, he says, you know, I have no claim against all your colleagues, all your chaverim, but you, because your capacity is so much greater than theirs. And he says, my two hands on my chest are like two Sifrei Torah. I have Torah that I could have communicated to you, and you only have the capacity to understand what it was, which your colleagues do not have. That Torah will never be known to the world any longer. Because once I pass on, it's gone forever. And because of that, your end will be a gruesome death. You're going to pay the price for that. And that's the reason he was one of Asar Ibn Malchus, and he was tortured. He had his flesh escaped because of it wasn't a curse. He wasn't cursing him. It was because of Reb Kiva, because it's not culling that information from the Lezer ben Hurkinus, that information will never be known. We're talking Torah Sheba'al Peh, not talking about the written Torah. So again, if there's no recording, once Reb Lezer ben Hurkinus passes on, it's gone forever. So what's the value of recording information? It's to preserve it for posterity. The people afterwards, although the teacher is no longer here, or the person who had that insight or understanding, once he records it, others are able to benefit from the writing of whatever the information he recorded. Okay, side issue, side discussion. Well, evidently they were permitted to study from him. They were permitted to study. They were permitted. Yeah, they were permitted to study from him. They chose. They chose not to. They have to keep a certain distance, whatever it may be. But you're permitted to study. So that was his claim. So Reb Kiva, why don't you come? So I'm just saying, bring out the point, that if you write something, you record something, I always say, you know, today, unfortunately, you know, people don't write much in terms of correspondence among people. They speak on the phone. Email, you erase it. If you speak as much as speech and as articulate as you may be, as impressionable it may be, it's for the moment it's gone. When you have something in writing, you're able to read it, you're able to reflect on it, and you're able to reread it many times. As a result of that, it has a totally different effect on the person. You know, I'm talking communication, even friendship. I'm not talking about business communication. You have letters, parents to children, whatever it may be. First, they have to think before you write, what you're going to write. And sometimes you write, you cross it out because you feel it's not clear enough, not appropriate, whatever it is. It has a whole different dimension of value. You know, one time a child went to camp. You know, you would write to your parents every day. Today, you know, you have your cell phone. Mom, I'm too busy to speak to you. You know, I'm going to play hockey. I'm going to the infirmary. Just broke my arm. You know, in karate, whatever it is. You know, that's what the kid tells his mother. You know, she can't talk to her. So what's the level of relationships between children and parents? No. No, same thing. No, no. No, that's it's not. It's not a. No. He says factually. It's factually. Something's recorded. Someone else is able to read what you've written. It is in the world, but that's on another level. Oral. You weren't permitted to record Torah, right? That's what I'm pointing out. Torah Sheba'al Peh is only, it's oral. It's an oral transmission. Rabbi Yehuda Nossi later had to record it. He had no choice because it would have been forgotten, and there'd be no future. So it had to be recorded. No, because that was a detail. There was the whole oral law would have been forgotten. Personally, no, this was the hidden meaning of Torah. It was a whole different. It had to do. The Gemara speaks over there.